You gotta be careful. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Morning.
The boss nearly killed me this morning.
I know you can be bad. I'll say that.
Yeah. The boss.
Yes, I'll say that.
It's ridiculous with them on a weekday.
You tough. Yes, you
Yeah.
tough for your
He
distance,
tough.
eh?
Yeah.
Yes. But better late than never.
That's what the Lord said.
Yes.
What you have for us this morning?
Well, the word of God has to pray.
Let's pray.
Yes. This morning, blessed Lord, I bring the country before you, Lord. Father, thanking you, Lord, for these school children this morning. Father, you know everything about them this morning. Father God, keep them in the act of safety. Educate them for yourself. Teach them more and better. Father, you alone what could do everything for the children this hour, Lord. Those who are traveling with bus, I have to travel in mercy for them. Father, those who are walking out, I ask for guidance and protection for them. Remember the teachers I bring before you, each and every one, here and everywhere. Remember the principal, here and everywhere. I bring each and every one of them before you this morning, blessed Lord. My God and my King, this our blessed Lord. The country is in your hand. Remember Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, Father, the rest of this Caribbean, and even the whole world is in your hand this morning, Lord. Father, here and everywhere, remember all those school children what going to school this morning, Lord. Not forgetting the Prime Minister this morning. Father God, you is in the midst, you are alone what knows everything. Remember, ministers, I bring each and every one of them before you, both male and female. Father God, take us in charge if thou be so pleased. Remember the opposition party, I bring that kid before you. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased, keep him in the act of safety. Remember ministers, I bring before you, and even those that is not minister, I bring each and every one of them before you this morning, blessed Lord. Father, remember the sick and afflicted one. Remember those that cannot help themselves. Those who have nothing to eat and nothing to drink, provide for them. Jah, you cut in and get that country a peep down. Prop it on any bend inside and do for us, Lord, that they cannot do for ourselves. The entire force, I bring it before you, Lord. Remember the police and them, Lord. In every police station, remember the SSU. Pass by every camp, the boat on the ocean. Remember the Coast Guard, I bring it before you. Reach out and touch it. In the going, Lord, go with them. In the remaining, Lord, remain with them when they're about to come back, Lord. Please bring each and every one. The fishermen I bring before you. Help them to have a cat, Lord. Remember Mr. Andre this morning. Father God, wheresoever I locate, guide him and protect him. Do everything for him what you're supposed to do for him this morning, blessed Lord. Remember the one in the radio station this hour, blessed Lord. Father God, you know that sound by name and you know in number. You knows everything about him this hour, blessed Lord. Remember each and every staff of Mr. Andre on this morning. Father, remember the hospital of Mr. Andre body. Remember all those who are dwelling with them, my God and my King, this hour, blessed Lord. You know what I want to tell you, Lord. You know what I want to see. But Father God, take each and every one of them in charge. Bind them together like one bundle of stick that cannot be broken. My God and my King, as you tell the disciple to say, our Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us the days our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For there is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord.
Have yourself a blessed day.
Same to you.
All right.
All right.
Take care. It's real. It's 91.9. And I must say that I'm sorry for being late, but the bus is just, I don't know how people do it, man. I swear. Big guy.
Hey man, morning. What's up, Igwe?
Morning. How you doing?
Okay.
You good?
Yeah, what's with you?
Adi, I just reached you.
I realize.
Yeah. What's hard to do? What you are sweating? So what's up?
I'm good. All things considered.
Yeah.
Morning to the listeners out there. Real Expression, Patricia James, Big Daddy, and Andrew Errol Bonaparte.
Yeah.
Morning to you guys. Michelle Alexander, Faithlin, Harley Douglas, Ivan Robert. Morning to the listeners out there, Igwe. So, how was your weekend, Igwe?
Weekend wasn't too bad. You had a little part to play with my weekend as well. So it wasn't too bad. It was good because Sunday we did what the independent talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, man. It was okay. Make sure you eat some nice food on Sundays, you know?
Yeah, well, Sunday is a particular day. Like some friends of mine, when we hanging out and thing on the block, them men and them say Sundays for white rice and pie and meat. So them,
Tradition. I just call it
yeah,
tradition, you know?
you can't tell them and them like you cook a oil down or something like that on a Sunday, but the man say nah, white rice and meat on a Sunday. Um, so well, I guess what we saw yesterday, the program was very good because I received some reviews, and still the 3 a.m. call visit me this morning.
Mm.
Altogether I woke up a bit late this morning, so that why the location is not the same thing.
Okay.
You pay all bills already. You water. You check for the water.
The Waterwise. Waterwise should be, yeah, should play the Waterwise now. Hold on, let me see if you have. Yeah. All right, so let's do the Waterwise and then we'll come back with some more vibe.
Yeah.
All right.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, consumers, and welcome to Waterwise, a production of the National Water and Sewerage Authority, Nawasa. I am Wendy Chateau. Residents of River Sally and Top Hill in St. Patrick will soon see the commencement of work aimed at improving the water supply distribution network in their communities. Nawasa is undertaking the upgrade of the River Sally network from 1.5-inch to 4-inch lines from the River Sally Junction to Glossy, with a view to increasing water supply volume to consumers, and the replacement of aged 6-inch lines in the Top Hill community to reduce the frequency of breakages along the existing lines. Both projects are scheduled to begin on Monday, August 29th, and expected to be completed within 3 months of the start at an estimated cost of close to $500,000. Residents and road users are advised that as a result of the works, they will experience increased dust levels and interruptions in traffic flow. The authority is therefore requesting the indulgence of residents during the period, understanding that although every effort will be made to minimize the unavoidable discomforts as much as possible, there will be some inconveniences. We therefore appeal for your patience and understanding during the period as we continue to work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. The two St. Patrick projects are being done under the authority's capital works budget and in keeping with its mandate of ensuring a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. So far, upgrades were already completed in the Clarks Court Bay community, where over 3,000 feet of 4-inch pipelines replaced the aged and undersized lines serving the community, and at Mount Airy, where 700 feet of 2-inch mains were replaced. Other areas earmarked for upgrades in the coming months include Mondelez, Mount Parnassus, and Woburn in St. George, Westerhall Point, Bellevue, and Corinth in St. David, all of which are scheduled to begin by mid-September. Before we go this morning, a reminder to ensure you always have some form of personal water storage. At NWASA, we continually strive to ensure consumers are provided with a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. However, there will be occasions when challenges arise, requiring a particular network to be shut down, sometimes for extended periods. And understanding the frustrations associated with lack of running water, we continue to encourage you to invest in personal storage. Explore the possibility of acquiring a water storage tank or other containers to make sure that you can store at least a 3 days supply of 35 gallons per person per day, taking into consideration all the needs of your household. Remember, storage improves availability when water is not accessible. We also take the opportunity this morning to again encourage you to try the NWASA app for quick, easy, and secure access to your accounts. Go to your web browser and type in www.mobile.nawasa.gd to log in and sign up for access to bill balances and bill history up to 6 months, report faults, and receive push notifications, among other features. Mobile.nawasa.gd is your customer support companion. That's what I'm with you this morning. On behalf of the entire team at NWASA, I am Wendy Chateau. Thank you for joining us. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
The NWASA app brings the power of NWASA's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. NWASA, committed to meeting.
I know a store
customers'
where you
needs.
can get almost everything English. Things like quality cell phones with all accessories, various sizes of Bluetooth speakers for every occasion, clothing for men, women, and children of the highest quality, colognes, watches, and custom jewelry at the best prices in the nation. You can also shop for the best in baby items like disposable diapers of different brands and sizes. We have computers, fridges, microwaves, cookers, and washing machines. Also in stock are blood pressure machines and batteries for watches and more. Every deal is a steal. Visit Little England right here in the Quasi in Sutez. Call us today at 458-4111. That's 458-4111.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives is in the process of implementing the 2022 Farm Labor Support Program. In that regard, all individuals over the age of 18 years who are interested in offering services under the program should submit the information immediately to the district extension offices. Name, address, National Insurance Scheme, NIS number, contact information. Please note that the land preparation duties you would be required to perform includes forking, land clearing, drainage, chainsaw, and tractor service. A rate of $50 is paid per day for contractors, $45 per day for general labor, while a rate of $120 and $60 per day for chainsaw operators and their assistants respectively. The district extension office's telephone numbers are East 442-7249, West 444-9049, North 444-9316, South 440-4862.
91.5 Real FM got you covered.
Yes, big guy.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
This morning, the intention was to speak a little bit about marijuana. In the Throne speech, we recognize that is the intention of this government to pursue or to go through the legalization of the weed.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we need to have, like I always say, we need to have that honest and open, difficult conversation, because the legalization of marijuana would not have 100% support from people in this country, but we need to have that discussion as to the pros and the cons, as to the what's good about it and what might be not so good, or as to the measures that should be taken, things put in place. So, in a nutshell, the legalization of marijuana is generally taken to represent the removal of all government-enforced penalties for possessing and using marijuana. In most, but not all cases, legalization also paves the way for legal sales and home growing of marijuana. So in a nutshell, that is an idea of what would happen when we reach to that point of legalization. Is the general taking away of all government responsibility, so that means they won't be able to lock you up for possession of weed, the police. And that is something that will bring debates and contrast. They also spoke in the speech about the medical marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Medical marijuana is a medical legalization. So you go let doctors recommend marijuana for a variety of conditions, from pain to nausea to bowel thing and PTSD. So generally, what would happen? Now, doctors under the legalization thing will be able to recommend the use of marijuana for certain ailments and so on. That is something we have to be aware of and be on top of in terms of things. So going forward, that discussion must be held equally. Because some persons who spoke of benefits were legalizing with this concern. When it becomes legal across the nation, marijuana will provide a number of benefits, including potential health benefits. So I talk about medical marijuana, decreasing of the nation's crime rate. That is the view of some, in terms of maybe how we obtain in our present construct from our neighbor up north to decrease the crime rate, because it's still a crime to go and bring it in, and improving the economy, because what some feel money that is going out presently to cause it to come in would stay within the economy. The legalization of marijuana will not only funnel money into the economy, but some say it would create jobs opportunity, because when them who means of food them would have marijuana farms equally. They will need persons to work on it. So that could be a way of looking at it in a positive light as it relates to the legalization of weed.
Well,
Now,
the medical. Go ahead.
Too often in our country, we have those issues, and we choose not to want to discuss them soberly, but we choose to want to discuss them emotionally. But it's best we have that difficult but honest conversation. Where would that lead us? The legalization of weed. Traditionally, the church has their view on the thing. The Rasta or the so-called weed users have their view. And a business person has his view as how he could profit from the legalization. Now, one has to ask the question, what is in it for me? If marijuana should be legalized here, how does it benefit me? What is in it for me? And cannabis legalization may result in because of some opponents now. Because in this thing, that why encouraging the discussion or to speaking about it. Because like earlier up, some persons who support it say it will provide benefit, include health benefits. Because people still say they go drink it for asthma, when they need so on. And then once you legalize it, you will give the doctor the authority to prescribe it.
Yeah,
some people believe it would decrease the nation's crime rate, because some argue the fact that it's still a crime to go and bring it in, and it's still a crime to plant it here. So they say it would decrease crime rate and free up the court system in terms of having to deal with the weed question. And some people believe, like I say, it would improve the economy, that money will come into the economy and more jobs will be created. That is persons who support it. But the view of some who does not support it, they say it will increase in hospitalization and emergency department visits. Because some people feel once you have it in abundance or legalize, people would abuse it. Some people will become dependent on it, and some people feel injury and others go because under the influence of the substance. So then you have to weigh these both things equally and find the common ground, because at the end of the day, it will affect some people in the nation in a positive way, and it will affect some people in a negative way. So the conversation has to be held equally as to how we do it, how we pattern it, who are we taking, because you still have to do research and so on, because going forward is not an exact science to say, well, marijuana could cure that and marijuana could cure that. In terms of the economic spin-off, in terms of the medicine, and then once you're doing that, you have to be growing a particular strain. Who among us means afford them to make it in a particular way economically viable? Because it would not be about just planting a to smoke or to drink or whatsoever, but it would be to like you look for export market and other things. We also have to look into consideration in our neighbors or persons around us who has been forward of us in terms of the legalization and so on, and see what benefit has it brought to those economy. Because it's one thing to say it could bring benefit, and it's one thing to say it could cause benefits for persons who are for it, and it's another thing to say for those who are against it, it would increase hospitalization and dependence and so on. Because you have to take into consideration other countries or other places where it might be legalized. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not just something we should just think. It's inevitable based on what the government is saying that thing. And some of the opponents might say, again, because see, that discussion you have to have honestly. Some of the opponents might say, okay, marijuana can harm learning, thinking, and memory development. So people who are against it say, what they go say, and the use of the drug has also been linked to mental health issues, including psychosis as well as other physical health problems. Because there are certain view or a certain school of thought that when people smoke marijuana, they just go off. And that is some discussion. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a repository of every knowledge, so it is not my case to say yea or nay. My whole thing about it is basically is to have that discussion, have that discussion as it relates to what are the benefits, what are the negative benefits, what are the positive benefits, what are the pros and cons. What would legalizing marijuana do to us? Would it be something we hope would happen? Do we have the structures in place to capitalize on it economically? Are we ready for the fallout or what some people might say, the negatives? So in things you have the pros and the cons. You understand?
Yeah. But I don't see medical marijuana as a wrong though, because I have like friends overseas that they have a lot of pain and so on, and if they don't smoke, then their body start aching and stuff. So I don't really see it as a wrong. So
Then
maybe that's
another thing we might have to consider again, the fact that we're living in a global village, and we know all the bigger countries treat with the smaller countries. Would legalizing marijuana cause friction between those, So there's a lot of things we have to consider. And my opinion is not necessarily one that everybody should adopt or become theirs by adoption. However, we need to have that discussion. We need to have.
I think I have somebody on the phone. Let's say hi to them.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
How are you doing?
And good morning to Mr. Carl.
Morning, Clifford.
Yeah, how is Mr. Andre?
He good.
He good?
Yeah, he good.
In the island?
No.
Okay. It's two things. One, a little bit on what Mr. Carl is just talking about there with the marijuana. I have no major problem with legalizing marijuana. I'm not a smoker. I've never smoked. I reached close to smoking already. Somebody make me rest a weed on my lip, and they tell me pull. And that is about 30 years ago. And I didn't pull it. And since then, I've been around people smoking. I've never smoked marijuana. Don't know who's smoking.
Well, not everybody like it,
Right.
Yeah, so it's not for everybody.
I don't have any problem with the person smoking.
Okay.
But it needs to be controlled to some extent. Because some people embarrass you with how they smoke and where they smoke. And I'm not certain if you're going to realize the kind of money that we're talking about. Because St. Vincent ain't making any much more money. And St. Vincent crying trouble. Right now they're in problem. Right now the economy is in problem. Trinidad, they have more money than us. A lot of more money, perhaps the richest in the Caribbean. Jamaica, and they're smoking heavy there, and we ain't seen them better. So I'm not saying that it wouldn't bring some financial benefit to Grenada. I'm not saying no, but I think it's something that we have to look at and not just dive in. I heard the minister said that the first estate they're thinking of planting marijuana is Granba. I'm hoping that he's not destroying a crop for a crop. I'm just hoping.
But I don't think they would do that, Clifford. I don't think they would go and destroy crops too. You know, they would use the forest fields, or Grenada have a lot of room for that.
Yeah, but while you're saying you're hoping, we have evidence where it was done already.
Oh boy.
We have evidence that that estate, Belvedere estate, was they cut down nutmegs for banana, and the banana take Mokole.
They cut down nutmeg for banana.
Yeah, you're not aware of that?
No, I don't know that.
Yes, nutmeg was cut down. Mr. Carl knows that. Nutmeg trees, bearing nutmeg was cut down in Belvedere.
Well, let's hope they don't make that same mistake again.
That's what I said.
Yeah, let's hope they don't do that again, because
we hope that you're not destroying one crop for the other.
Yeah.
Because we see it happen. We see acres of cocoa cut down in different estates.
All right, Clifford.
So I am hoping that good sense prevail. Once money can be made out of it and the island can benefit, I have no problem with it. But let us know where we're going with our agriculture. The second thing is that the government agreed to continue with the farm support labor, support for farmers. They did, and they stopped, and they're asking farmers, people now, to bring in their name, their report. So you start up applying for work, to work on farms. Your name, your address, your and whatnot. So, and they tell you the skills that they're looking for. People who could fork, people who could cutlass, people who could climb, people who could prune and whatnot. I am over glad that they're doing that. I'm over glad that they're letting people know, come on the farms or in people's land. If you cannot be a climber, if you cannot fork, if you cannot do the necessary agricultural practices. Because what happened is that a lot of people, while the government is spending a lot of money, and all the governments did it, NMP government do it, this present government are about to do it. But if you're spending all this money to assist in the farmers in the holding, and people go and they do helter-skelter work, and the farmers themselves don't follow up on those work, then his money is going down the drain, wasted. So let us hope that the government stop the program to realign it. Let us hope it's a very good thing. I see it as a good, and I hope it's a good. We have to understand that the man that's walking on the side of the road and the man working in the farm is two different practice work. So a man go on the side, he already cut down some grass, put it on the sleep, bank it on the side, and he go home. The man going in the farm to work, it's a different philosophy. You have to understand you're not going and just cut down grass and go. You have plants to take care of. You have drains to take care of. You have pruning to be done within your coconut, and banana and whatnot. So the styling of work is different. So if that is taught to people, we're supposed to get a better result from the farmers. And the follow-up must be close. In other words, you don't go and help a man work today, take government money, spend, and then afterwards that farm you see, you hear people saying that they see cow and animals die in the holding after that, after government spend money to clean it up. Your spacing and your plants, all that has to be taken into consideration. So let us hope with a holistic program that's coming on. I wish the government good on it, but let us hope with a holistic program that's coming on and not a helter-skelter.
Well, I'm hoping for the best too, Clifford.
Right. I am hoping for the best.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
don't
saying
hope
that
for
let
the
us hope
worst at
that
all.
that's what happening. That you stop the program to come up with a good construction, because the help of farmers for farmers, it doesn't make sense helping the farmer if you cannot realize back something. You shouldn't be doing the same thing for the farmer every time. You know that if you help the farmer and he plant banana, he plant whatever crop there must be a follow up on that. That farmer can come back next year or next time around for the same kind of help.
All right, Clifford. Thank you very much. I can't let you stay for any longer. I have to give somebody else a try.
No problem.
All right, take care.
Igwe, Clifford made some points there.
Yeah, he always does.
First, he touched on the economy and in the conversation going forward on Mabel Smart, okay, cannabis. On the conversation going forward on cannabis, we believe or what is thought that it would improve our economy. So in the conversation, we have to compare and contrast other economies where they are ahead of us in cannabis and see if their economies are better off by the legalization of cannabis. So it's not just a blanket saying, oh, by the cannabis could improve the economy. We have to understand that. Secondly, would the type of emphasis or assistance be given to a select few to benefit, or for everybody to have equal opportunity to benefit? That's the other thing about it. Would the government be assisting only a select few or select a few farms and say, okay, you do it, and the rest of people fend for yourself? So would more emphasis be placed on cannabis production at the detriment of regular food production? So that is the questions you have to ask. And in terms of the farm labor support, like Clifford said, I agree, and I'll be willing to give the authorities, to do something about it, because it was not done at best. And I was one who always speak about it. But just saying you name whatsoever you NIS card and so on, because you have to know, Igwe, that debushing and farming, working on the farm is two different kettle of fish. Like most time on the road, you see men brahmin, and if they have a weed whacker, but sometimes or in farming you can go and bram all places. You have to cut clean, you have to able to mulch. You have to
hold on the big guys. Stick up in. We have a call. Hello, morning.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Carl. Good morning to you, other partner on the program. Mr. Carl, I was reading something on Facebook concerning to do with the Public Workers Union. They already said there is a split between the members of the Public Workers Union who calling to get rid of Grimes and Hazard, because Hazard and Grimes was standing up for and defending the injustice that is done towards the workers.
Step away from the radio. Step away from the radio. Hello. Step away from the radio. I'm getting the feedback.
Yeah. They was calling for them to get rid of Grimes and Hazard because of when it handled the situation with the workers. I want to say to some of the union personnel, the same thing you all did when NMP was in government. Whenever I have any problem, every worker in the public workers in the executive was siding with the leaders of the executive to vote in the public and to speak about about the victimization. Now the union leader doing the same thing, and the PRO, it is a problem now. Listen, some people will love what was done before, but when the shoe on the other foot, they hate it. They hate it. And they just, they say, well, it should be done within. I always say, I prefer somebody have a problem, sit around the table and try to work on your problem. But this is the same. Some of the members of the executive was encouraging the leaders of the executive for workers union to always take to the street protest. And now the leader of the Instagram and has that comment on in public and speak about it. They have a problem with that. They have a problem with that. And what they are doing, they are seeking the interests of the workers. So I say to Mr. Graham, do what is right. Once you don't do anything that is illegal, continue what is right. Stand up and fight for the workers. Fight for the workers. So, how about this?
All right, take care. And let me say good morning to Rosemary, listening in Mount Long. She said, good morning, big guy.
Listening from where?
Mount Long.
Oh, Mount Long. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The caller said, you see, in every democracy, you have who would support and who would be against it. And in terms of the Public Workers Union, maybe the government of the day is not too comfortable with the particular narrative or the particular discussions going forward. As to getting rid of who and getting rid of who, I don't have that kind of information, so it would be improper of me to really speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I don't get some more information, it don't make sense. I speak on it. Morning, and Andrews.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying on the second part of it, so within the family labor thing, persons have to understand they're not just coming to get the $45 or the $50, but they're coming to do work to assist value for money.
Mm-hmm.
And I always feel that particular program many times lack value for money because the government is spending XYZ dollars, but a lot of times the farmers keep complaining and say they're not satisfied. It seems like when persons come, they're not, the farmers cannot really control them. They do what they want, and that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
In some cases, persons don't want to come to work and still expect to get paid. Like his farm you're dealing with, and your experience with farmers will say to me, rain come and them don't come to work. They see outside wet. Knowing farming has all that part of it.
Okay, we have a next call, big guy.
Yeah, let me take it.
Hello, morning.
Hello, morning.
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 Diego.
Hey.
Call Kitten and Fluffy.
Yeah.
Fluffy, what's up, man? Well, go ahead.
Adi.
All right.
Carl.
Hey.
I call to straight and call. Carl, I is a big man. I is not a little child. And if me and you had something to do Saturday, you should.
Fluffy, I know the forum for me and your personal business. Call me and I'll call.
I'm a beef. Hey, I'm a chest and I'm a beef. I'm a beef for you. Because I lose a whole trip Saturday because of it. And that is $110. So you owe me $110. I'm making the world know that you owe me $110.
All right, Fluffy, I'll go settle later.
Have a nice.
All right, bless. What? Digwe? Fluffy, no easy?
Fluffy, next time you call and making those statements, you ought to give the whole story, Fluffy. But anyways, we're going to deal with that when we get to that point.
Yeah.
Igwe, so the thing about it is, we have to have that discussion as it relates to the cannabis. Because you want to have a situation where persons are informed. You want to have a situation where persons know what to expect or what is expected when the action happens. And too often, we stay away from having meaningful engagement or meaningful discussions on issues that would have national appeal, and it would affect a lot of things nationally. Like, for example, the Rastafarians might say, okay, yeah, boy, we could now have our rituals in worshiping with the use of cannabis. And then you'll find the Christian people say, oh, boy, they're legalizing a drug. So it's something we must at least have an open, frank, and honest discussion on moving forward.
We have an next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Right. I have a problem with this farm labor business. You hear farmers complain that they're not getting value for money. Before you put yourself in that predicament, government has a few estates that's still available. They complain about food security, the import bill and whatever. Why not use the same set of people? You're talking about the price you're paying laborers and you're paying chainsaw workers and everything. You have the same work to do on your own. Charity begins at home and ends abroad. Use up what you have and get maximum before you go and willingly help all Tom, Dick, and Harry farmers, and they complain, oh, they ain't get sufficient work do, and they ain't this and they ain't that. And when they finish work with them, you see they plant nothing. You have nothing to benefit from waste of money. What do you do with that? What benefit do the country get? You have your own. You could feed your hospitals, you could feed all your institutions. So the same set of money you put aside for that to help farmers, do it on your own. Coming to the cannabis now. Do they have discussion? Are they having discussion on the niche market? Who they will be selling cannabis for?
We don't know.
Right. So it's not just jump up and say, oh yes, cannabis. Where they planting? Who estate you're planting? Where? If not any and any way you go plant them stuff.
That's true.
I'm not asking you that because you have to look at this thing logical, you know. I don't listen to Grenada news, you know. I look at Jamaica, and you know the death rate, homicide in Jamaica as of last night is 1,021.
Wow.
As of last night. And half of it is through cannabis.
Carla, are you sure on that?
Are you sure? Because Jamaica is a kind of place, you know.
Listen, man. I look at this thing daily. I'm not asking you, you know. I'm telling you. One time they stopped give report about how much per day, you know. They stopped. When last week I heard it last week, that it was 1,000.
Yeah,
and then last night again I heard 1,021. No, I tell you, you see, when it comes to news, I put myself out for news.
So Carla, what's your view on the legalization of cannabis?
You could legalize it, but legalize it to destroy what, or to benefit what, or to make. But who's going to be using it? Who they're going to be selling it for? That is what the problem is, you know.
So what would be your advice going forward?
Mm-hmm.
You have to look for a market. If you're talking about medicinal, you have to have a market to supply the stuff for medicinal. If it is for everybody, all time, Dick and Harry, in your country to use it, you have to bring in psychologists and they get rid of the one we had. So we have a problem. Because when the day come, 6 o'clock, everybody have their post in the mouth. You got to go to work. What time you going to work? I see this thing happening. I see people they smoke stuff, you know. And when they can't help themselves.
Do you
see? Yeah, Carla, you could have centers where you go to smoke. Like you could have cannabis parlors and all them kind of things on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just like when you have football and
Carla, one would say that in terms of all the money that is going out presently to bring it in would stay in the economy to benefit people here. So supporters could see that. What say you?
Well, yes, but that's what I'm talking about here. So you have to know your population? What percentage of your population are going to be users? Are users?
So caller, another question. Do you think the church should be? You think the church should be part of this discussion as going forward?
No. The church took a back
They
seat.
should stay away.
Yes, because the only time the church had a voice is when it was going to be what? When it was referendum and man got married, man and all that kind of stupidness. That is the only time. Church is a business, you know. Church is a business.
And I'm afraid not say that too.
Okay, caller. Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed day.
Take care. Well, you want to bring me in the church, but this is what I tell you. I'm not going there.
All right, caller. Have a nice day. Take care. Very interesting comment by the caller, Igwe. He has his
the
view.
only thing I'm worried about is he's saying that the weed it causes violence and stuff. I don't think weed causes violence unless, because let's look at it like, let's say if you legalize the weed now, and then I think the drug dealers, as we call them, would make less money. You don't think so?
I don't know, but in my local, in my jurisdiction where I grew up, you have a lot of persons who, based on their lifestyle and their way of living, most persons around that area blame weed for that. Now, I'm not saying yea or nay. I don't know. Based on their lifestyle, a lot of people blame it on the weed. But, like I say, I'm not here on it, but all I'm saying, Igwe, that is a conversation we need to start. This is a national conversation we need to have. And we ought not to pretend, because based on the intent of the administration, that it will be done. So one should get itself abreast with all the for and the against in that whole discussion, whether village groups or the church or the unions or, persons are to, because you want to give people enough information to be informed on the situation.
Yeah, we have our next call again. Yeah. Hello, morning.
Yes, sir. In connection with what the gentleman just said,
He
is right in a lot of extent, and some again have to be questioned.
Yeah.
Now, the estates, the government estates, yes, government had 3 estates that they had listed out: Granby Estate, Bellevue Estate, and Laura Estate.
And they're the forest too.
Yeah, I don't know if they're listed out the forest.
They freed up the.
Right. Now, I don't know if Laura is still listed out, or what was done with Laura. But Granby Estate is taken back. No, it's under the wings of the government now. And that was the last government. Bellevue Estate, I understand, is not doing very well. They was not paying the workers for more than how much fortnight and whatnot. So something was wrong within the management of those estates. I don't know what stage Granby is at now, but what we know that they did a lot of new work in Granby. Now, if we're going to be putting on a crop and the estates, you have to show first of all about your market. What the crop you're going to be putting on, how can you find market for it? You know, since going and plant a crop and you're going to look for market. Marketing board was set up to assist farmers. Marketing board was selling the same thing as the farmers want. Marketing board was not a success also. So until we could find success for those things, we have to be very careful the way we go in. So I agree. If it doesn't make sense, we're trying to help the farmers at the estate if you do not have a network market. We're talking about food security. Can we secure the food? We have to be very careful. So there's room for development. There's a lot of room for development. There's a lot of land that can be cultivated, but we have to be certain where are we selling those crops. Because you have the Cocoa Association. You have about 4 cocoa factories in Grenada, you know. Are you aware of that? 4 cocoa factories in Grenada.
4?
We have 4 cocoa factories in Grenada, or even more. You have the one in Diamond, you have the one in Crayfish, where you call Non-Parel there. You have Belmont, and the one where Mr. Murder, how you call it, gentleman died. Right? And I'm saying, still, look at the amount of cocoa fields that are abandoned.
I thought we had more cocoa factories than that, though. But okay.
Well, if we have more, make it even better. Where is the cocoa?
Oh, that's the issue.
Yeah, where is the cocoa field? If you pass wrong now, you take a drive wrong now. Mostly all where you pass and you see a cocoa field, the branches touching the ground. No pruning, no proper pruning, no proper directive in the field, no proper layout in your field. So something was wrong. And these are the things I'm saying that I'm glad the government is trying to fix. Because it doesn't make sense assisting the farmers if we're not assisting doing those things. So if it's a government assisting not being done, the same helter-skelter, we have to do it differently to make money out of it. There are acres of empty land that we could put in certain crops. But when you put in the crop, do we show how we have market for them? Can a boat come and take what we have here to bring it away? St. Lucia shipping ban now again. You know? They wasn't shipping for the longest time. Grenada have a lot of room for shipping banner still, for banner production. But are we prepared to do it proper? Because if we don't do it proper, we're going to lose the trade, lose it again. Why the sense?
All right, Clifford. Points that you're making some serious points there.
Yeah.
But it begs the question here, Igor, is one of the questions I need to have. Do we have the expertise in growing medical marijuana? Do we have the expertise in marketing medical marijuana? Those are the questions we need to ask. And is the legalizing or the intended legalization of cannabis for real benefits to people or to the economy, or is it just making a promise made during the campaign happen? Because we have to guard against just bringing forward over the promise that we're doing it as to the real benefit of what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So it is not a case where you only do that. As Lynette John, you read the comment from Lynette John. Alcohol is the most dangerous substance to young people in our society. There is no issue or dialogue on this.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Most
I don't know.
of the violence and hostile behaviors are due to alcohol. So that gets, my whole thing is there are a lot of issues that affect us commonly. Green, yellow, black, white. And Lynette says it here.
Yeah, that's why I put it up on the screen.
Everybody. Whether I vote for NDC. And we're not having those discussions, honest and open, frank discussions. So within the mix of the cannabis, would we have those discussions? Yes. Would we have those discussions? Because it's something we need to have open, honest, and meaningful discussion. As my friend KB would say, we need to have that difficult conversation. And until and unless we don't have those difficult conversations, things would not be different. And note my words, different. I didn't say better, different. So the intention of legalizing cannabis, what are the due diligence done? Is it a knee-jerk reaction to say, okay, we promise, so let's do it? How we intend proceeding? What assistance would the government of it give the growers, the cannabis growers? Would they provide lands for persons to do it? Would they provide expertise? Because get you and I know, for example, based on what is strainer weed, like the kush and so on, you know the condition it has to grow in. It's not about going and just plant it on the ground.
Yeah, you have to deal with it real nice. Yeah, you have to deal with it good.
Most medical marijuana growers that I've seen have special condition or induced condition to bring out the best part of it. Because the properties of the cannabis could be altered. One could be stronger based on how it is grown.
Yes.
If you give it light from the cradle to the grave, you get a different type. You could do the same seedlings, Gates, and plant them in different conditions, and they end up different. The properties different, although it's the same seeds. And you know that. Because even if you get the seeds, what you call kush, and you grow it in its proper condition, and you just plant it you plant some outside, we might be pollinated otherwise. So these are the things when I talk, do we have the expertise? Or are we going to train people with those expertise? In terms of marketing, would a man just come down here with a boat and look and just walk about and say he wants some cannabis to buy? Most in the terms of having a medical cannabis, is a male and not the one with the seeds, more plenty seeds like the female. So a lot of things has been done. So a serious discussion ought to be held, and I agree with Lynette. And whilst we having that discussion on marijuana, we should have one on alcohol.
Yeah, let we compare the alcohol to the marijuana, and
because there's a lot of things that affect us commonly.
I never see a violent weed man.
We have common concerns about, and it's not about colored concern, common concerns, which everybody has to be a part of. And that is my view going forward on the cannabis debate. And we have to get people in the know. So it's not just about the case that, okay, let's legalize it, but for who will benefit? Who will benefit? One might say, okay, less resources on the security arm, like the police who run behind man for weed and charge man and go to court, so you could use those resources otherwise. But a discussion had to be held.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about,
Yes.
There's a lot.
You want another caller?
No, we're good. We're good for now.
Yeah, so going forward, there are some serious issues that we as a people need to start addressing and stop sweeping it under the rug and pretend it don't affect us. Because it affects all of us. Because even though it don't affect you directly, indirectly, resources from the state has to be put into those things and them, and so on. So it is very...
We have a call now.
Let's take it.
Hello.
Good morning, Jessica. It's nice to have you back.
Nice to be back.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Kalkit. Where your partner this morning?
He out for a bit.
Okay. Tell him, I guess he may be listening. Good morning, Mr. Donald.
Well, he's listening. He's listening. Step away from the radio too. I'm getting the feedback.
Yeah, just tell him I just say morning.
Okay.
Just call to say morning. Enjoy the rest of the day, gentlemen.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Caller, basically what you see happening on Real FM, and it might be for a little while yet. Based on the training given by Mr. Donald, he has to now test the training out. So, as a matter of fact, what I'm really doing now is he'll determine how I'm taking in the training that he gives me. So he wouldn't be on every day. So it's nothing to alarm about, but it's just a matter of him assessing me. So that's what we'll see happening. So don't be alarmed about you're not seeing or hearing Mr. Donald. He's okay.
Indeed.
So the Igwe, ably assisted by the Igwe, my noble assistant, we will carry the thing until such time.
We have our next call again, number 7. Hello.
Hey, good morning, Igwe. Good morning, Mastercard. Morning, Real FM family.
Morning.
Anthony too. We did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, interesting topic though. Interesting, very interesting, but I agree with all the callers before that we need to approach this marijuana issue, legalizing, at a very educated form, because you see, a lot of misconception about this particular drug.
Yeah.
And people they're all about it. They're all about it. So we need to take it slow and let me see how we get it done, because it seems to be where the world going. Yeah.
So what's your take on it?
Well, with proper management and oversight and regulations put in place, it can be a revenue earner for the country.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Secondly,
there
was something I want to find out. Who makes up the government of Grenada?
Who makes it up? The people? Yeah, the people is the government, no?
Well, I mean, in the administrative form, like who are the MPs then?
Well, the thing about it is, Anthony, after the process of election, we have 15 constituencies. And it's first past the post.
Yes.
In terms of persons in the constituency. And the one who convinces the Governor General that he or she has the majority support in the House of Representatives is the Prime Minister. So it is a process that Westminster gave to us, and we follow it since. So the government is not only the representative on the party who wins side, because remember in the Public Accounts Committee, who oversights most financial thing, the opposition leader chairs that. So so technically the government is not only the winning side, because governance is about keeping one's foot to fire, keeping one honest, checks and balance. You have you have different arms of government in terms of you are the legislature and so on. So it's not one people to do it. It's not a dictatorship, but rather what we call democracy. Where are you
the reason why I asked that question, I put in that question, because I am listening to the radio program. That guy the administration that won the election.
You're breaking up, Anthony.
Yeah, the guy is giving advice. Don't give the 6 members of the opposition any parliamentary support because they are not in government. And that to me is misinformation. He's giving wrong information to the people of Grenada, and he's giving wrong information to the party that he supports. And that is foolish. Because in this election, there were 6 appointed opposition members. In the last 2, there wasn't. There was no opposition. So the party that won this election this time could not be in office. Could not be, Anyhow, Carl, you were talking to me later. We're going to link up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
The caller touch on some issues there, but the thing about it is there. One could go and find out how the arms of government operates. One person's view does not mean it is what that view is. Everybody's entitled to their own view, but their own facts is not something they're entitled to. They can't make up their own facts. You understand? Yes, Mabel. You say it is not a drug, it is a herb.
It's a herb, not drug.
That is subjective, because some people might say different, but I respect your view. Yeah. But at the end of the day, ego is a conversation we need to have. An honest, open conversation because there are other things riding on that.
The right approach for it is important, eh?
So not just saying it will add to the economy. What needs to be put in place for it to aid the economy? What are the expertise needed in terms of growing and marketing and otherwise? What assistance will be needed to do it? how far government is willing to assist whoever wants to get. Would it have something like persons being given license to? But when you legalize, you cannot stop a person from planting or carrying it around. How would you stay on top of it? Would you open it so that it just come a rogue something? Would it be like source up where some people want to plant, some don't want to plant, and they want to reap? There are a lot of things what has to be discussed going forward. You're gonna make some people happy, like Mabel and others, but you have some other people that would froth on that idea. And seeing that all of us has to live in the nation, in that nation, we need to understand the workings and what is the intention and how we are go about it, and not just saying yes, legalize, and then it don't make sense to legalize and then you try to do the education part of it. I think the education part of it has to precede the legalization, in my view, Gate.
Yeah.
But what's
time
your
check for you,
take on
5 minutes to 9 o'clock.
What's your true take on it, Igwe?
Well, for me, I believe that if they just have to do it right, because
And when I say do it right, what do you mean?
I want to say do it right, control. Like the control and the means of selling it and the means of growing it. Because most guys my age, they I think it would be a good opportunity for a lot of youths.
To
like
smoke?
4 or 5.
To smoke openly?
No, I don't think we should smoke openly, because smoking openly now, there's a lot of people that don't smoke openly, and that will make a lot of people sick, like the tall guy. So I don't really support like walking in the road and smoking weed, because the cigarettes are bad enough. Let's have a weed shop. So you go in the shop, like in Canada, you go in the shop and the place close up, you have a little fan in the light. Yeah, you have a fan, and then you smoke inside it. You go inside it and you knock yourself out. But I don't think by the road, in your house is fine, because your own personal space is okay, in your car, whatever. But not by the road, like you go by Philbot and buy something and you stand up outside smoking out it. Nah. I ain't too feeling it with that part. You know what I mean?
Oh, listeners, going forward on Real FM, the mantra of Real FM is to give information so persons could make informed decisions. And in recent times, we recognize health. Health is part of it where we feel obligated to start giving information. And we recognize there's a few health issues that in recent times have been a matter of concern to all. So basically on Tuesdays, Igwe, we will tend to cause the program to speak on issues of health, be it men's health, women's health, children's health. So we'll try
health, everything.
Yes. And the cannabis in terms of the smoking do or don't, or how we consume cannabis. Is it through smoking or otherwise? You understand? So what we'll do basically on Tuesdays, we'll try to do it. If everything works well tomorrow, we'll try to have a discussion on women's health. We'll have somebody will come in and speak in terms of fibroids and other things like that. So persons will get themselves up to speed and understand. Because we here pride ourselves on content. And what we want to do is to speak to the conscience of everyone and provide something for all level of strata of listeners, not only on the political end, but in terms of health and wellness. So we'll endeavor on Tuesdays to try to bring in a mix something to do with health and wellness.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us this morning. Yeah.
So yes, callers, Claudette, Sylvester, Mabel, Smart, Jackie, Raymond, Adrian, Watson, and others. Thanks for being part of the program this morning. And as you continue to lend your support and throw your weight behind Real FM, we appreciate that plenty. So folks, be a blessing today. Be a blessing to somebody today. take care. Peace off and take care of yourself. One love.
Bless.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, both of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.